Hello, editing Sorsha here. I just wanted to hop in real quickly and say I'm really sorry that my head is cut out of the first chunk of this yoga video. I did test shots a couple of times and it was okay. And then I must have just not remembered to move it on the last bit. So I'm really, really sorry. And also in the last bit, where you can't actually see my legs, but they're just out like this. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I, as you can see, had to get ready for the Taylor Swift The Life of a Showgirl, so I just didn't have time to re-record it. So apologies. And hopefully normal service will resume tomorrow. Okay, enjoy the video. Thank you. Hello Yogi Bears and welcome back to day 5 of Yogatober. Today we're going to be doing a playful monster mash. Yeah, monster mashup really. So I think energizing, a little bit silly, a little bit playful, and also just having a good stretch as we go. So I am still in my workout clothes because I thought if I got changed and everything else and had my bath and all that other stuff, then the day would be gone. So we're just going to start standing in our kind of hip width apart posture, nice and neutral. We're going to spread our toes and bring them down to the mat, soften with the knees, roll the shoulders back and down, and we're just starting our mountain pose. Taking a few breaths here, really nice. Maybe just taking a moment to remember our intentions, especially on this lovely Sunday as we crack into the rest of our week. So just starting off in a good place. Okay. And we're going to start with some Frankenstein walks. So these are really good for our hip flexors and flexibility, and also for the backs of the legs as well. Nice for the hamstrings, and also really good for core activation. So lots of different things here, and they're quite good fun to do. So we're just going to do 10 on each side, and I'll just show you a couple first. So all we're going to do is bring our hands out in front of us like Frankenstein, and then, or Frankenstein's monster, I should say. And so bring our hands out in front of us, and then we're just going to go swinging with one leg and then the other leg. One leg and the other leg. You can draw the belly button towards the back of the spine. And you don't have to go super high. If you've got quite tight hips or any lower back pain, you can keep it nice and low. You could also walk forward if you want to. I'm just going to do mine on the spot. Okay, and we're going to do about 10 on each side. So bring our hands out in front of us. Now you can keep them quite soft and relaxed if you like, or you can keep them quite strong. Whatever feels good. I did an upper arm workout today, so my arms are really feeling it this morning. Okay, so we're going to bring our weight onto our right leg as we lift our left leg up. Right leg up, left leg up, right leg up, left leg up. Really nice, keep going. Remember, nice, tall spine. Draw the belly button towards the back of the spine. Nice and engaged. You can flex the toes or point them, whatever feels good today. Couple more. Remember to breathe. And one more on each side. Really nice. Okay. Next, we're going to do a little zombification, so a little zombie forward fold. So we're just going to slowly roll down with our arms dangling from side to side. So nice and tall. Feet are hip width apart. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. And then we're just going to nice and gently, I'm going to keep my chin lifted just to get a nice stretch in the upper body as I slowly, and also lifting my toes. I just feel like a really nice stretch all along the legs, engaging the legs. Nice and strong here. And then I can start to let it all go. And you can keep a nice bend in the knee. You can also use some blocks here if that feels good, or some books. Really nice. And then just coming all the way down and just allowing the arms to get nice and heavy. And you can swing them a little bit here as well. You can make some little noises like brains. Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where the zombies are there?
And they're like, brains, and I go up to Homer and I lock on his head, and they just walk away going, brains. Always reminds me of that. Okay. Anyway, just keep having a little sway from side to side. I've got a nice bend in my knees. I'm actually going to bring my blocks in front of me and just have a little lengthen of my legs here. I'm actually just going to lengthen all through my tailbone, my spine, drawing the chin up just because that feels really good right now. Maybe having a little wiggle. Okay, and then just taking a few breaths here. And you can stay with the knees bent softly, with the arms all relaxed. You can keep a sway. You can find some stillness, whatever feels best today. My lower back is a little bit, giving me a little bit of jip this morning, so I'm just keeping it quite high with these blocks. Thinking about those sweet, sweet brains. Okay. Really nice. And I'm just going to gently bend the knees, and we're going to super duper slowly roll all the way up. Maybe just allow the hands to touch the legs, the knees, the thighs, nice and grounding. As we slowly roll it all the way up, roll the shoulders back and down. Really nice. Okay. I'm going to come down to the ground, and we're going to do some mummy twists. So I'm going to fold my legs, and just remember what leg is in front of you. So for me, it's my right leg. Okay. I'm just going to do a nice gentle twist. So hopefully I won't attack my microphone. So we're just going to give ourselves a little hug. A little mama hug. Really nice. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. You can give yourself a little massage here as well. Not sure that a mummy would do that, but still, never know. Okay, and then we're just going to take a nice gentle twist over to the left side. So sort of thinking, you can do this with your arms. You could bring them up and you could bring them so the right hand is on the knee or just under the knee. Left arm is back, but I'm doing a little monster mashup twist today, so we're going to bring it as like a hug instead. And just gently twist. Draw the spine up, draw the belly button towards the back of the spine, and then gently twist. Keeping it nice and gentle, we're not trying to force it today. And then breathing deep. Nice little upper body rinse. Very nice and open wide. And then this time we'll put the opposite arm on top and then twist to the right this time. You might find you can twist a bit more one way than the other, that's okay. But again, we're not forcing it. Nice deep breaths. Very nice, and then release, and we're just going to switch the legs, so whatever leg was in front is now in the back. And then we're going to take a big hug one more time, and we're going to go to the left. Breath in, draw the belly button towards the back of the spine, and then exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And close the eyes or soften the gaze. And then gently release the arms, opposite arm on top, and hug. And breathe in, tall spine, belly button towards the back of the spine. Exhale, twist. You can bring the Ujjayi breath in if you like. I have a whole video on this, so if you're not sure what I'm talking about, go and check that one out. Oh, yes. Okay, and then release everything. And we're just going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. So bring the... Oh gosh, my legs feel super stiff today. Okay, might even use a couple of blocks here as well, if that feels good. So you can point the toes or you can flex them. I quite like to flex them just because it feels like a better stretch. I feel very, very unflexible at the moment, but that's okay. All right, so we're just going to come up nice and tall. Now you can do a few different things here. So I'm probably going to use blocks because my lower back is, like I said earlier, a little bit niggly today, and we don't want to be putting any extra pressure into the lower back. However, this is a little monster themed class, so you can also use your claws to gently crawl forwards. And I really like to just press the fingers into the ground here, draw the shoulder blades back and down, and elongate my spine as much as I can. Take a few breaths here. I am going to take it nice and easy. You can have it, if you don't have any blocks or books to hand, you can just keep it up here if that feels good, and just have a little play around with finding a bit of a forward fold. You could do a standing variation as well if you like, but I'm just going to do a seated one today. Okay, I've got my monster claws out, getting our Enid vibes on, and then draw the shoulders back and down, belly button towards the back of the spine, lift, and then just thinking up and over. And you don't have to go super low today. I'm not going super low today because just because you can doesn't mean you should. And also, like I say, not putting any extra pressure in the lower spine. Should feel a nice flex, nice stretch along the thighs, back to the legs. Keeping our hands nice and engaged. Really nice and gently crawl the claws back to the body. And then last but not least, Shavasana, so corpse pose. I am definitely going to use my bolster today for the old lower back. So we're going to take a little mini monster nap. I'm going to have the monster mash in my head for the rest of the day, but it'll be worth it. Ooh, okay. A monster mash. Okay, I might try and find I have found a few fun sort of creepy, monstery songs, so I might switch up for the outro music if I remember when I'm doing my editing sortia, note to editing sortia. Okay, so as usual, I'll play a bit more of a song. So if you've got a bit of extra time to lie down here in Shavasana, fantastic. If not, just taking a moment here to get nice and heavy with the hips and the shoulders. And then just bringing the hands up to the third eye. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. Give yourselves a little thank you for showing up today. I'd like to thank you for spending a few moments with me. Let me know what your plans for the rest of the day are in the comments. I'm going to be seeing the Taylor Swift screening, so I'm excited for that. And I will see you in my next video. Namaste.